other students that are not able to attend today. So yes, so today our hope is we're going to do some brief introductions in a moment. You'll get to find out more about some these individuals that's going to be helping today. When you arrive on campus, you'll find a bit more about their background when you arrive. But the two key elements that we thought that would be beneficial for one of these virtual Connect days is finding out more information about housing, how that works, and also healthcare. You know, what do you need to have in place before arriving? And we just want to walk through one or two of those elements in both those areas that you might find helpful knowing prior to your arrival. And then also we have a student here, a current student, that's going to share her insight, Hajir. Hi, Hajir. That he's going to share their insight, especially in regards to housing and healthcare, and you know, sharing their experiences of things that can be in place before you get your feet on the ground here in the US. And then we're going to have a brief overview of the orientation program, what that looks like. And then there's going to be an opportunity at the end just to ask for you to ask some questions, and hopefully we can give you some of the answers. And certainly if we don't have those answers today, we'll be getting back to you. One of the things that, if it's okay with you, what I'd like to do, if possible, if you can all go to the chat bar, and if everybody can kind of type in their name and where they are today, where are you zooming in from? If you could do that, that would be really appreciated. So in the chat bar, if everybody can put in there your name and where you are zooming in from today, that would be great. Welcome, Ryan. Brilliant. Hi, Rylan. Italy. Okay, super. Hi, Aaron. Great. Keep putting them in there. That'd be super. Thank you. As you can see, we've got students that are joining us from all over the world, which is great. The university's worked really hard the last couple of years in increasing our international student population. So you will be one of close to 120 international students, I believe, coming in this fall, and that's been significant growth over the last 3 to 4 years, I believe. Dr. Hai can speak more of that when we do our introductions. But yeah, because of that increase in population, that's been an additional position here at the university, where my position has been created to help the international team, international support team that will be in place for you. And that brings me to my next slide here. We will go to introductions. Just 1 second, my screen is frozen up. If we can, I would like, there is going to be different layers of your team here at Alvernia University. There's going to be a specific team for international students, and that's going to consist of myself, Dr. Ahi, and Dr. Hepler. But then you're going to have many, many layers beyond that with people that's going to be here on campus to support your experience and your daily lives. So, but your immediate contacts for now would be the 3 of us. And we're also fortunate today to have representatives from healthcare and residence life. And we'll be doing some introductions here. But maybe Dr. Ahi, Sibel, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Hi everyone. I think that you know my name from the emails, but we didn't have a chance to meet yet. If you have any questions about the admission process or your I-20s, please feel free to contact me. the back on the some slides that's gonna go, and then you will see my contact information. And you know, the email is always best, but I also put it my sub. See, if you feel like you need to, you know, feel free to contact me. Answer a lot of questions. If I cannot answer questions, I will definitely also connect you with the right department. So if you don't know who is the right person to contact, and feel free to contact me. Very nice to meet with you personally. I mean, at least via Zoom, and I'm very excited to meet with you personally.
Dr. Hepler.
So good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending where you're located. My name is John Hepler. I am the director of the Office for Multilingual Success here at Alvernia. I focus more on academics and work with students to make sure that they are taking the courses they are supposed to be taking, when they are supposed to be taking them, and also then part of my responsibilities beyond academics are to work with students for opportunities to work off campus as part of their educational process. So that's basically what I do. I also teach, so you may end up in a class with me as well, depending on what you're taking. So that's it for me.
Shannon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shannon Murky, and I am the Director of Residence Life, which means I'm in charge of all the students that live on campus and also where they're placed on campus.
And Kiara.
Hi, I'm Kiara Gregoris. I'm the Assistant Director of Health and Wellness, and I work with you to get your health requirements done before you get here, as well as get you ready with your health requirements for any internships you might be doing.
And Hadia.
Hi, my name is Hadia Al-Shaheen. I'm from Saudi Arabia, and I'm a junior student, and I'm so excited to meet all of you. And if you have any question, just feel free. And if you want to be friends with me, I'm ready. I'm looking for friends, and I like to make connection with all the students. And I'm working also with Dr. Sabella in her office, so maybe you will receive some emails, or maybe I will contact you somehow. And thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So as I mentioned before, this is just one of 3 future virtual meets. So of 3 virtual meets, there'll be one coming up here, and hopefully you've received information from the activities office in regards to the July 25th Connection Day. This is a Connection Day that is for all students that haven't been able to come onto our campus during the summer. So it won't only just be international students, it will be students from all over the US that haven't been able to get onto campus this summer. So please mark that one in your calendar. And then also on August 8th, we will be having another connection session where we will again look to connect, answer any questions that you may have. I'll just give you some updates on information before you get onto the plane. So with that, I am going to pass over to Residence Life and Shannon, who's going to speak a little bit about how you can best prepare before you arrive here in the US.
All right, everyone. So I know some of you I recognize some of your names, and I know that you've been trying to log on to complete your housing application, and that this process has been a little bit stressful because we've been having some problems with our online housing system, our housing portal. So what I have done is through lists that Sibel has provided me and Kevin, what I have done is I completed your housing applications for you. So there is most of you are housed. I do, again, recognize many of your names. So what I will do is this week, I will email you to the private email that you have provided to Sibel and the university during your orientation process or your acceptance process. I will email you your assignment to that email address so that you know which building you'll be living on campus. And then also I will try to put in there who your roommates are. So housing on campus, all students that live on campus must be on campus for 4 years. That's great because that means you have easy access to the library, to our learning center, to different resources, to Sibel and John. And Kevin are easily accessible that way. The other thing you have access to is the Health and Wellness Center. There is a doctor, which Kiara will talk to you about in a little bit. But you have access to all of those resources, plus a lot of fun things. There are a lot of activities every day. There's at least 1 or 2 activities on the weekends. There are trips and all kinds of things like that. And when you live on campus, you can get to those things easily. So that's why we really encourage our students to stay on campus with us. In order to get here, the thing you have to do before you arrive is you want to make sure you work with Kiara in the health center and make sure all your paperwork is in that way. And then when you arrive on campus, we'll make sure we give you your keys and tell you which building you'll be living in. We'll make sure we get you to that building. And we'll also make sure that you get through Student Financial Services to create a payment plan if you haven't already done that. So those are really important things that we make sure that we get done right away. And then those things we can focus, after those things are finished, we can focus on the other things, such as getting the things that you need, bedding, and all the things that maybe you didn't get to travel with because it's a lot to put in a suitcase. So we'll make sure we get you to places so you can buy the things that you'll need. Most of you have a roommate. We don't have any single beds that are available or bedrooms that would be completely by yourself. So a lot of you will be sharing a bedroom with another student. With that being said, I do make sure, or I do look to see what your ages are and try to match you with a student who is a similar age to you. So if you're 21, then I like to put you with a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old. If you're 18, then I try to keep you with other 18-year-olds, okay? Every room in our university has a bed, a mattress, a dresser, a closet, a desk, and a desk chair. Everybody has that, so that you will also have as well. All of our rooms are air conditioned and heated. So during the summertime, you can stay nice and cool, and in the winter, you stay nice and warm. Not all of our spaces have kitchens for cooking. That does mean that all of our students do have to have a meal plan, which means that they can use the cafeteria for every meal. And we will make sure that you understand how our meal plans work during our Connections Day, which is your next meeting time on the 25th, I believe, Kevin.
Yep.
And then, is that correct, Kevin?
The next virtual meet is the 25th for the Connection Day, yeah.
Yeah, so you'll learn more about meal plans and how those work on that day. And then just lastly, on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see that we have, you can look at the different buildings on YouTube and also on our Instagram in the stories. We have very raw footage that just show you what a building looks like, what the room looks like. So please feel free to log into either of those sites and take a look at the buildings. And again, they're not decorated, it's just what the room looks like. We let the students decorate. And that's really all I have for right now. You'll get a lot more information when you get here. We're excited to have you. I know many of you are living on campus with us, so that's very exciting. I look forward to meeting all of you. Does anybody have any questions?
So Shannon, just to come back to what you said at the beginning of your presentation here, in regards to students completing an online form, there has been some issues with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of students have been having trouble logging into our housing portal. So again, what I've done is I have your names and I have completed your housing application. So I will send out assignments this week. If you don't get your assignment by in a day or two, then please reach out to myself, send me an email or someone on the team, Kevin, John, or Sibel, and let them know that you would still like to live on campus. That way I can get you into housing right away and you don't have to wait. So if I did miss you by accident, I do apologize. I want to give you a space if you need a space on campus. So please let us know. And again, I will send those assignments out to your personal emails in a day or two.
Yeah. And Shannon, just to reiterate, I guess this is for me as well, being new. The expectation is that all students live on campus except for exceptional circumstances. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. And if you do have an exceptional circumstance, if there's some health reason or something along those lines, that would be an exceptional, those reasons would make you an exception to our housing rule. Then you would want to send myself or Sibel an email and let us know why it is that you prefer to live off campus. But everyone, for the most part, needs to live on campus for 4 years.
Okay, thanks for that. And at the end today of this presentation, I will forward this slideshow, so it will have links, and then also it will have contact information for all of us that are presenting today or participating. Is there any, before we move along, is there any questions for Shannon from any of the students? You should be able to unmute. Okay, and again, if for some reason some questions should pop up after our presentation today, please don't hesitate to reach out. Kiara, do you mind jumping in here?
Sure. So as I said earlier, I'm from the Health and Wellness Center. The Health and Wellness Center is located in Veronica Hall, right beneath Residence Life. We have an outside entrance, but we house health services. So we have a doctor and a nurse practitioner on staff. And we also house mental health services. So we have a psychologist and a few counseling interns and a graduate counselor available on campus. So those are all free services for you to be seen by our practitioners. However, we do charge some fees for medications or lab tests. So we are the cheapest place in town to seek care, but we do also offer after hours care through a virtual app, which you'll get more information on when you arrive. But that is also available to you as well. Let me share my screen so that I can show you how to access your student health portal. Just to make sure before I share my screen, we go over a little bit about what's on here. You need to make sure that you log into your application portal first to get your logins information. If you don't have access to your logins information, make sure to contact your admissions counselor, which should be Sibel, and she can help you access that information. And then after accessing that information, we need for you to log into your email, your Alvernia email through Alvernia's Office 365 link. This will prompt you to change your initial password that's provided by the university to a personalized password. After you've done that, you can access the student health portal. So this is your student health portal. When you log in, you'll be able to access it from the logins page on alvernia.edu. If you go to the logins page, it's about a quarter of the way down. You'll see Alvernia student health portal there. This is used for sports medicine if you're going to be a student athlete, as well as for accessibility services if you need classroom accommodations. So when you log in, use your network user ID. Do not use your @alvernia.edu, but just the first 4 letters of your last name and the last 6 of your ID, and then that personalized password that you set up. Once you log in, you'll be taken to a landing page. Up here at the top, you have this student, Penelope Tusperson, has some pending forms, and she's also missing all of these health requirements. So you'll get some messages at the top here before you see this welcome to the university student health portal. So read over all of this information here so you know what's expected of you. Down here at the bottom, there's a little bit of new student information. There's some information about accessibility services and athletics as well. But the first thing you're going to see is that you have pending forms, or you may see an orange bar that says that you have messages. So if you go to your messages, the first form that the first message that you should see is this university health requirements. And this lists everything out very clearly what we need from you. You don't need to respond to this message. It just kind of guides you along your way as to what we're looking for. From here, you can go to your forms. In your forms, we need for you to complete all of the forms that are here before you arrive. Your immunization history form, these are the vaccines that we're looking for. We also ask that at the end of the form that you upload a version of your immunization record. So you can click select a file and then upload a picture or a PDF of your immunization record. We would like this to be a translated document. If you can translate the dates for us and the vaccines for us, that would be really essential to us, making sure that you have everything that you need. We also do ask that all of our students receive their COVID vaccinations and upload an image of their COVID vaccination record if it's not included on your regular immunization record. And then we also ask for you to upload an image of your insurance card. Your medical insurance card should be more than just travel insurance. We want you to make sure that you're able to be seen by practitioners here in the United States and not end up with significant bills. So please make sure that you research travel health insurance, not just travel insurance. I'm just going to go back through these vaccines just a little bit. 2 measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines are required in the United States. The first one has to be given after your first birthday. So if you received one before your first birthday, you'll want to make sure to get a booster of that. You can also choose to get blood tests done if you don't have record of these vaccines. If these blood tests come back and show that you're immune to these diseases, that meets the requirement. Varicella or chickenpox, we ask for 2 vaccines for these as well. So if your home country only requires 1, please make sure that you get a booster shot of that so that you have 2 on file. Or if you had the chickenpox disease, the rash that comes with varicella, you can add the date that you had the disease. If you're in a health major, you are not able to provide the date of disease as proof of immunity, but you can get that blood titer done. Meningitis, we ask for you to complete this after the age of 16. If you are entering the university and living on campus and you're over the age of 21, you still need to have that. But if you are living off campus and you're entering the university at 21 years of age, you are exempt from that requirement. But we do ask for you to provide one that was completed on or after your 16th birthday. We ask for you to have a tetanus vaccine with pertussis. This should be administered on or after your 10th birthday. And then 3 hepatitis B vaccines, your COVID requirements, and then the recommended immunizations but not required are hepatitis A and meningitis B. If you have questions regarding any of these vaccine requirements, don't hesitate to use this message feature to send us a new message, and that will come directly to us if you choose health requirement questions, and then you can send us any message that you need from there. If you have documents to upload other than, and you don't upload them on the form, the immunization form, you can also upload them here. Let's say that you upload your first immunization record and we ask you for additional information. You would use this document upload feature to upload a health information or health requirements, and then upload that picture here. Back to your forms, now that we've talked about your immunizations, There's a medical history form. You fill this out. It just gives us some background about what your health has been in the past, and it brings us up to speed in case you need anything from us in the future. This tuberculosis risk questionnaire is a 6-question questionnaire, and you just need to answer those questions. If we need for you to get a TB test based on the responses to this questionnaire, we will reach out to you and let you know. And a TB test could be a PPD, which is a skin test where they put some tuberculin under your forearm and under your skin in your forearm, and then they read it a couple of days later, or it can be a blood test. We ask for you to include your communication preferences. This form lets us know whether we can contact you via text. It provides us with your cell phone number. If you are not getting a cell phone until you arrive in the United States, please hold off on completing this form until you have that, that phone number for your United States phone number. And then there's a privacy form that you'll be able to complete, and Penelope's used as an extra person, so this form should be in your accounts. But just these first 4 forms are what we're looking for here. Should you need classroom accommodations, you can certainly reach out to our Office of Accessibility Services as well through this area up at the top. Let me just see if there's anything else in here. Under my profile, you can access your immunization history. So once you've turned things in for us, if you had a job here and you needed to provide proof of vaccines, you can actually print them from here. You can also see the images that you've uploaded by clicking on images. And then we provide some information in my chart regarding any visits that you might have while you're here. Does anyone have any questions about the student health portal while I'm in the portal? Or any forms? We do contact you primarily through the student health portal. So you want to check your messages a few days after you've uploaded things to us. So just keep that in mind. If you get in here and you're working on your requirements, please make sure to check back and make sure if we needed anything else that you've reviewed those messages for us. And then I'm going to share back, or go ahead.
Just a quick question for me. So you mentioned before, I mean, that's so important, the travel health insurance. There's a big difference between travel insurance and travel health insurance. And you said that you have some options for students to look into. Is that on the website too?
So on our homepage of the portal, there is some medical insurance requirement information, but these are mostly the areas where a student could purchase into domestic insurance. Sibel and John, you have had connections to insurances for travel. Is that correct?
We've had some more experience dealing with the insurance situation for international students. Yes.
Can you chime in a little bit about what they should be looking for in a plan?
So in terms of the idea of travel insurance, you should be looking for travel insurance that is going to actually provide health care and not just accident and disaster coverage. And so it's very careful. You have to be very careful when you read the plan that the company is offering. You're looking for something that's going to cover you if you are simply sick, and not that there's an earthquake or something and you have to leave the country quickly. So there's a difference between travel insurance and travel health insurance.
Okay, can I just recommend one place? I just don't like pointing to certain companies because we are not partner with them. but this is the international student insurance. That is a completely online insurance, health insurance for the students specifically. They have different program. If you go to the website, I can just type the name here for you. But if you go there, they have so many options. It depends if you have current any health problems, or if you think that you need to get the medication while you are here, you need to get the higher rates, so you will pay less later if you get sick. And they have option that you really pay the minimum amount, and then later you need to pay the big amount of the biggest percentage. They have different options. It's really like which option you pick. You can definitely go to the student insurance, the website that I will put it in now, and then they'll look at the options for you.
Great, thank you so much, both of you. And thank you, Kiara. So if you have any follow-up questions in regards to healthcare, please reach out to any of us, and then we'll help you as best as possible on that front. I know that the landscape for COVID is constantly changing. I did send you through a link the other day from CDC, which just speaks of entry requirements coming into the US at current. So it's good to keep yourself updated with that. If you go to that website, you can always see the current status of entry requirements to the US. So please check that out if you haven't already done so. Kiara, is there anything to add to that in regards to COVID requirements?
I would just recommend watching the entrance requirements to the United States. Make sure that you're following all of those guidelines and that you're traveling with the appropriate documentation. At this point, you might need to look a little closer to August to see if there are any changes, but it seems as though this might have leveled out just a little bit. I did just see the one thing that I wanted to point out. I went back to the login screen here, is to just make sure that you remember that you need to make sure that your logins are working for the Office 365 before you try to log in on the Student Health Portal. If they are not working in Alvernia's Office 365, you do need to contact the IT service desk. And that phone number has recently changed, but it's been corrected up here in our header. And their email address has not changed at all. So if you have any difficulty accessing Alvernia's Office 365 using your university login sheet, please make sure to contact the IT service desk to resolve that issue first. And then if you cannot access that, but you can access or if you can access Office 365, but you cannot access your portal, then reach out to us and we can work with you to see what's going on from that aspect. But you have to be able to access Alvernia's Office 365 first. Any other portal questions? Let me stop sharing this. If you want to put yours back up, Kevin, I think that I have one more slide left.
1 second. Bear with me.
So most importantly, I'll just keep talking just a little bit until he gets us up and running. Before you arrive, complete all of those forms for us. If you have any difficulty completing them, let us know. It's important that you stay in contact with us regarding that so that we can make sure that you have everything on file, at least if not before you arrive, shortly after you arrive. Kevin, you can advance that slide for me.
Yep.
Just reminders for things before you arrived or to complete before you arrive. Again, complete all those forms, upload an image of your translated immunization record. The number 3 we didn't talk about yet, make sure to bring or upload any important medical information. If our doctors are going to be treating you for something like diabetes or maybe for anxiety or depression, and you've already seen a practitioner in your home country, try to get some records on that first. You can upload them through the Student Health Portal so that we have some basic information, especially about any medications that you might be using, so that we can help coordinate that care while you're here. Be sure to pack any of your prescription medications with you. Do some research, make sure that you know how to access that medication when you're here. You know, will we need to be writing that prescription for you? Is that a medication that's available in the United States? And if it's not, do you need to transition to something in your home country before you arrive so that you can get that medication here in the United States? We talked about insurance, and then to remember to check your student health portal 2 to 3 days after you submit any information to us. If you have any questions, you know, always feel free to reach out to us. We are always available to respond either through the student health portal or through email. Our contact information is at the end. Kevin, do you have any other, or I'm sorry, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, open it up to students. Any questions? I mean, these two areas, healthcare and residence life, you know, I think being proactive and having all the information in place before you arrive is so helpful to your transition, because it's one less thing that you have to take care of when you arrive. So I know that sometimes filling out these forms can be timely, pulling documentation together can be timely too, but in the long run, it will really benefit you, because that's certainly something you want to have in place when you hit the ground here. So again, if there's any issues as you're going through the process of uploading documents or just making sure that you have everything in place, please don't hesitate to reach out or assist as best as we can.
Right,
So,
and just as and Shannon did allude to it, your health information does need to be on file with us for us to truly approve you for housing. So while we can make a short exception, we do need to make sure that that is all on file before we can, move fully through the residence life process. So.
Yeah, so it's an expectation, if you can, to complete those 4 forms that are there, and certainly in regards to immunization records, if you can get those translated with the types of vaccinations and the dates, that would be fantastic. So with that, Hajia, maybe you can just give a little bit of insight in regards to the housing, your experience of housing, and what would be a good recipe for success when your feet hit the ground here in regards to having all those healthcare elements taken care of.
Okay, so from my experience, I feel that if I'm new here, I will go direct to the dorms because it's better. Because of the transportation, it's difficult, especially if you don't have a car for the first semester. So I'm really recommending that staying on campus. And if you can continue there, it will be more better because the price is really cheap if you will compare it when you are staying outside and paying all the bills, electricity, water, and internet. Internet, it's too much expensive. So you will, if you are staying on campus, you will guarantee that you will have the internet continuously on there, so you can take your exams and do your homework. So this is a good point. And also, if you want to study, you can access the library easily if you are staying on campus. So from my side, I really recommend that. Actually, now I'm not on campus. I'm not staying in dorms. I know that, but because I have my family here in the United States and my sister also. So that's why I'm not staying. But if my family not here, of course, I will go back to dorms. And also, I have one more thing, the food preparation. It's really hard to prepare your food by yourself if you are staying outside. So it's better to stay on dorms and you will have the access for the cafeteria. So you will have your food there ready for you. You don't need to worry about cooking and dividing your time with studying and everything. So this is what my opinion. And if you have any question, you can ask me.
And in regards to having all your documentation in place for healthcare, did you run into any issues with that, or did you find any avenue helpful in regards to preparation?
Yeah, for the documentation, we have some difference in the vaccination card. I came from Saudi Arabia, so most of the people from Saudi Arabia need to have another vaccination and that we didn't receive back home. So we need to take the papers or our vaccination card to translation service inside the hospital or any translation store, just to translate the dates, because it has a different date on it. Then after that, it will be easy just to upload it. And maybe we will be asked to receive, as she mentioned, that we need to receive some vaccine. And this is what I found.
Okay, super. And thanks for sharing that in regards to the housing situation and some of the difficulties that individuals find with living off campus. I know that, you know, there's multiple factors that are contributing to that being even more so challenging to live off campus at the moment. But I also want to re-emphasize again that the expectation from the university is that students live on campus when arriving here. And if there is a situation, an exception for why you feel like it would serve you better to live off campus, then certainly you want to contact Sibel and Shannon in regards to that, and myself, and we can direct you with that. But as Hajia just mentioned, there's lots and lots of great things that are happening on campus, and there's feeling part of the community. Certainly living on campus, especially when you're in transition to a new country, has many elements that will be really beneficial. So we're looking forward to inviting you to campus. Sibel, did you want to add anything to that in regards to coming to campus, living off campus, anything really? Sibel? Is there anything to add to that? No. I think you're muted. I'll unmute. There you go. No. Can you unmute, Sibel? No. All right, well, we can come back to Sibel in just a minute, because I know that she'll have lots of valuable insight to all these things that we're discussing this morning. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to students in regards to what would be helpful in regards to their steps right now at this stage for transition? What helped you?
If anyone has any question, come directly. I'm free to answer.
Okay, so we're going to move along. I'm having some internet issues here as well. Just 1 second, it looks like someone's joining the call. So you should have received an email from admissions through our portal that would have asked you to target the dates of August 13th and 14th for your arrival. These will be the days that we will target to have shuttles to different airports to pick you up and get you to our campus. Just 1 second. Frozen screen. Okay, just bear with me a second. My screen's just frozen here. Here we go. So in the email we had shared with you again, the target dates are the 13th and 14th, which is a Saturday and Sunday, and we will have some shuttles that will be departing from these airports at 4 o'clock. So what that really means is that you should try and give yourself an hour to about an hour and a half to get through customs, to get through immigration, get your bags, and then get on the shuttle and head towards Alvernia. So really, you should be targeting a landing time before 2:30, so that you have enough time to hit that shuttle at 4 o'clock. If for some reason you're not able to make that time, I will be forwarding to you some alternatives in regards to different transportation, or if you're coming through a different airport, we can work with you with that. And that might be individual conversations. Again, we're going to share our contact information, and I'll be happy to try and assist you with that. But really, the target for you is August 13th and August 14th. And again, we will have shuttles that will be departing at 4 o'clock. If we find that, let's say, everybody that's coming into Philadelphia that day will be there by 1 o'clock, then we'll adjust that and we'll head out slightly earlier. But again, the important piece would be completing another form that will be coming to you, and that will be asking you just to give us details of your flight details, where you'll be arriving, at what time, airline, etc. We'll be sending that out in the forthcoming weeks, and that will give us some good information in regards to preparation, so that if we know we can depart a little bit earlier, that will be what we will do on that day. So in regards to the International Student Orientation, that's going to be running, as we said, from that weekend, the 13th, 14th through to the 18th. And this is something which is mandatory to the school at the institution. If for some reason there's an exception and you cannot attend, please reach out to myself to let me know that, so that we can discuss it and look at potentially alternatives in regards to you getting some of this really important information. But really, the expectation is that you can make this orientation, and it's going to be a great experience. Hopefully, you'll find we're going to be doing lots of different activities, including some fun excursions, which we've already set up. You'll get, obviously, the biggest thing is that you'll get to meet fellow international students, start to build some community within that group. You're also going to have some additional days to set up living spaces in the residence halls. We're going to be taking you to different stores, different shops. We will have some arrival packs for you in regards to some bedding and pillows, and I will be sending some information out on that, so that you know what to get and what not to get with your shopping list. So we will be sending out in the next week or so a pre-arrival packet, which will give a lot of the information we shared today, but also some additional pieces, such as the shopping list and what to bring. So yes, you'll have some chance to set up some living space, and then also, because you'll be in a smaller group, there'll be more of a focus or opportunity to ask questions surrounding things such as e-systems, academic traditions and policy, academic advising. Dr. Hepler will be sitting with you all individually to talk about your courses and registration. I know Dr. Hepler is working on that right now as well. And we'll also have smaller group campus tours, and which will be geared towards international students, which is fantastic. Dr. Ahi will be sharing important information in regards to maintaining your visas. And in addition to that, we'll be setting up sessions to to get you sorted with practical items such as your bank, your phone, etc. So all those things are going to be set up in orientation. And again, it will be hopefully a good springboard to getting off to a good start here at the university. So again, please pencil those days in. You may have already seen on the calendar that there is an all student orientation. So on the 19th, the Friday, that's when everybody will be back on campus, and there'll be an orientation. All new students will be back on campus on the 19th. There will be some other students on campus when you arrive for the International Student Orientation. We do have sports groups that come in for their pre-season. We have different leadership groups that come in as well. So you'll be able to meet some students that will be arriving here from the US as well. First day of classes will be August 22nd. And again, Dr. Hepler will be working with you with your schedule. Any questions about orientation? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Great. I'm sorry. I had to restart my computer.
No problem. My internet's a bit unstable here as well. We just, before I was just asking if there was anything you wanted to add in regards to the housing situation or anything with your experience about the International Student Orientation you wanted to add, Sybil.
Yeah, a couple of things. I know that a couple of students that are having the issues with the login. Please, please, please. If you have login problem, I mean, that you can, like I said, that you can definitely all the time contact me. It's not a problem, but whenever you have problem, I will put it on the chat that who is the right person to contact. Let me copy this and then put it on the chat box. This is the service desk information. Please make sure that you are going to contact the service desk, and if there isn't any login that it doesn't work, because sometimes they're asking to reset the password, your own password. We are giving you the password to log in, but after you log in, we expect from you to to update the password information and then set your own password. Sometimes when you don't do that, it doesn't work and stuff like that. You can definitely check with the service desk and just send them an email, or there's a 500 number there that you can call from your country free. So please make sure that you are going to contact, and don't forget to use the Eastern Standard Daytime, because they might not be able to answer at any time your questions if you want to talk to someone. Another thing, I want you to to make sure that you have your I-20 ready. If you are from Canada, I didn't prepare Canadian I-20s. You can blame me for that. The reason that I put the Canadian students the last, there is a reason. Because the students comes from the other countries, they are processing the visa. So I'm trying to send those students their I-20s as soon as possible. They can get visa appointment from the American consulate in their home country. For Canadian students, when I prepare your I-20, you just need to pay the CVIS fee. That on my I-20 email, I always put the link there, CVIS fee, and then after you pay the CVIS fee, you can just enter to the United States without the interview. So that is the reason that I'm holding your I-20s. But if you did not submit your bank statement, I cannot work on your I-20. To prepare I-20, I need to have a bank statement with the balance of tuition plus your scholarship amount, and also I need your passport information. Sometimes the bank statement is not as clear as we want, and then I might require some additional documents from you or from your sponsor. Other than that, when you have your I-20, when you have bank statement, when you have your visa, please make sure that before you enter to the United States, you are gonna keep them with you all the time. Don't say that, hey, I'm done with, I got the visa, I don't need to carry my bank statement anymore, or I don't need to show my bank statement anymore. No, we ask you to keep your bank statement with you before you enter, because sometimes border officer might ask you a question. Don't panic. There's no, nothing to worry. Their job is just to make sure that you meet all the requirements. So they might question you, but have your documents ready to go. What is the documents ready to go? Your class schedule that Dr. Hepler provided to you, bank statement, your passport with visa page, and then the passport must be longer than 6 months, and your I-20 with my signature and your signature. And you make sure that you will have the CVIS payment receipt with you, because sometimes when you guys pay the CVIS last minute, the system is not updating right away. It takes sometimes 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours. I don't want you to come to the border and then having the problem with the CVIS fee. So when you pay your CVIS, please make sure that you are gonna print the receipt and carry with you. Sometimes students says, oh, my friend told me that they don't ask those questions. And it's not the one person experience that I have been experienced working with international students in the United States since 2007, and so many different cases. So you might be the one that they randomly pick and then the question. So we don't want to take risk, and I don't want you to have the little problem and then to spend the long hours in the airport. So you have full support. Please make sure that you are going to have my phone information and then the Alvernia contact information with you all the time. If there's an emergency, definitely we will be available for you anytime. Do you have any questions to me?
I actually have a question. Can I ask?
Sure.
It's Yasin Moshri, if you remember.
Yes,
which I'm pretty sure.
Yasin is one of the students that whenever he gets bored, he calls me. Not a problem, Yasin. Yes.
I actually apologize for that.
No. It was not a complaint. It was not a complaint. I was giving you as an example that you call if they can contact me anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So my question is that you said that I had to sign the I-20 form, but I did not sign the I-20 form. The embassy didn't actually mention anything about it, and they just accept it. That's
not a problem, but it is not done. There's a one step is that you go and then complete your interview process, and then when you come to the United States, you pass the border, right? Border officer might ask you the question. So this is better to sign it now with the blue ink pen, not with pencil, not with black pen. It must be blue ink pen, and you can see that my signature is also there with the blue ink pen. I see. All right, because I was actually curious if it was required to sign it before the interview, and I already had my interview, so I'm actually glad that it's not late. So that's it. Thank you so much for the information. Okay, my pleasure, Yasin.
Great question. Great question. Any other questions about anything we've spoken about this morning, or some things we haven't spoken about?
Another thing that I would like to add, I mean, if you get your, flight information, and we are really want to collect those information, I think the Kevin is going to contact you about the arrival forms. Yeah. But orientation is extremely important. It is, we expect all international students that attend orientation, and then we actually continue the semester, like, the Blackboard, the RCVs, our login system, our AU advice and everything, because those are the information you will receive during the orientation. So, that is another thing that we want to make sure that you will arrange your flight. I'm sure that very soon, make sure that you are going to arrange your flight based on our arrival day. You might have some kind of the excuses, we completely understand, but you are going to struggle a lot if you don't attend orientation, and then we don't want that. That is the reason that we have the couple days before the regular orientation, we have you here, and then talk about what are which systems that you are going to use, and then how you are going to use them, because your professor will not start the syllabus with the Blackboard login. That's just the orientation part. And then they always says that, during the orientation, you're supposed to be done with the, submitting your assignment, how to submit your assignment through the Blackboard and stuff like that, I really don't want you to struggle in the first weeks to make the life easy for you. Please make sure that you are gonna attend the orientation, including the international orientation, and then you will be ready for your classes on August 22nd.
Yeah. I think one of the concerns maybe from some students will be, we're going to do the international student orientation, and we're maybe going to hear all the same information again, on the 19th to the 21st, which is absolutely not the case. It's going to be very specifically set up for international students, and maybe you can speak of that.
Yes. Another thing that you are gonna do is that during the international student orientation, you are gonna, like I said, the systems that they don't go into the systems during the regular orientation. They are more like the giving, showing you the classrooms, which buildings that you are gonna take the classroom, and then recognize the library facilities, and those kind of things is the general orientation. For us, because you are coming from the different country, Dr. Hepler will spend a lot of time with you about how you can, prepare your assignment in the certain format, and then how you can submit them. What is the proper way to submit them? Some professor asking the certain submission. What was the name of the software program?
You mean Blackboard?
Yeah, the way that they need to submit through the.
Turn it in. Well, that's part of.
Turn it in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of professors asking to go to the Turnitin and then the review there, and then we are gonna spend time with you to make sure that you will learn all those before you have the semester start. In addition to that, I mean, a lot of students that make the very little, but it is extremely important mistake related with their status, including to the doing some volunteer works. If we are very community service oriented institution, and we want to make sure that what you can do, what kind of services that you can join, or what is acceptable, what is not acceptable in terms of your F1 status. We are going to spend a lot of time with you to talk about what are the rights that I'm sure that some of you wants to have some internship experience, and some of you wants to have the hands-on experience, but under the F1 visa, we will talk about all the possible opportunities under the F1 status, that we are not going to have the opportunity to meet with you during the classes. So if you want to learn more about can I work on campus? Can I do any internship? can I do the off-campus work? If you really wanna, to get the answer all of these, that the, orientation is critical, and then there is no other orientation other than international student orientation. You can get those information.
Great, thanks for that. Any other questions from any students here? Yeah, I think in regards to, as Sybil has just shared with you there's going to be loads of important information that will be very helpful for you as you enter Alvernia. But I also want to add to what we spoke of earlier in regards to community. And I think coming over as an international student, you have a unique experience, and this is a time maybe that you'll get to connect with other international students, and they can be added supports for each other as you have this experience here at Alvernia. So again, I think it's going to be a great week in the sense of learning some important information, but also an opportunity for you to make some new friends and create some memories from some of the events that will be taking place that week. So again, we look forward to you joining us for that orientation. As mentioned, we will send out a form to you in the next couple of weeks that will be looking to collect arrival information, and we'll also be having some follow-up communications in regards to additional information based on today's conversations, and links and just some helpful tips. So please be expecting that. There is also going to be a list of contacts that you can contact for different questions. And again, if you're not sure who to contact, you can send it to multiple persons here at the university. One of us will be able to help you. And again, I don't think we have Kiara down there, but Aisha, who wasn't able to attend today, she is one of our healthcare team, and I think that's just a general email that if you have any questions surrounding documentation or anything in regards to health and wellness, you can just send via that email and it'll get to one of the team there. Again, I just want to thank you for joining today. We will have recorded this session, so we'll be sending it out to all the international students that will be joining us this fall. And I just want to reiterate again that if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I know that Spell has been taking on a lot of those questions, and Dr. Hepler too, but I'm also an additional member of the team now here, especially if it's in regards to transition and arriving on campus. I might not be so involved with the visa end of things, but if it's in regards to logistics, housing, healthcare, anything really, please copy me in and I should be able to help with that or find somebody who can. So thanks for your time again. Again, we're really excited to welcome you soon with your feet here on campus, but please know that we have those 2 virtual Connect days coming up here shortly. We will not be involved with that directly with the one on the 25th. That will be coming through a different office here that again will be general, but we will be looking to connect with you, just international students again in early August. But in between now and then, please feel free to reach out. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for information.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.